I want to pursue this idea that there is no competition to being yourself because you are unique among all people on this planet. You have your own lessons to learn, your own gifts to give. You have come at a certain time in humanity's evolution that this is your moment, and so you are here to contribute to the time that you're on this planet. You're going to learn from those who have come before and left things for you to look at. You're going to learn from your peers, people, things, and activities that are going on currently in your society, and you are going to translate those thoughts, those activities, those experiences into your own version, your own point of view, and then express it. Whether you use words and write a book, whether you write a theater play, whether you paint pictures, whether you have any kind of expression, it is going to be about you in one way or another. But let's look at what's common, what is similar to all humanity. For example, we all have a physical body that we need to take care of. We need to nourish it, we need to rest it, we need to feed it, clothe it, comfort it, protect it, take care of it. It is our physical part. Everybody has that. It may look different physically or appearance-wise, but the elements are the same. One head, two arms, two legs, and a midsection that contains all the operational apparatus that keeps us moving. Now, emotionally, we all have the same feelings, the same emotions packed into our humanity, but we don't express our emotions at the same time or for the same reasons, so we might think that that person is different than me, because that person feels totally different about something than I feel. And so therefore, we're not the same. But the truth is, we're still the same part of humanity. We're still the same human structure. We just think differently intellectually. We think about different things, and therefore we feel emotionally differently about those things. And yet, we all know what love is. We all know what hatred is. We all know what anger, fear, jealousy, joy, happiness, desire. These are all emotions. We all have the same emotions to work with, but one situation will trigger joy in me, while that same situation would trigger unhappiness in another person. For example, I get hired for a job that I wanted, I'm overjoyed. Someone else did not get hired for that same job, they're disappointed. So the emotions we choose from are different, but the cause was the same in terms of a job being fulfilled. One person happy, one person disappointed. But anyway, so we have things to work with emotionally, and that's going to come into play with who is attracted to our artwork, our self-expression, our form of business. They're going to feel the same way about things that we do. They're going to find beauty in the same kind of things that we find beauty, or whatever our subject matter is. If it's graffiti on the wall in some community, it's going to attract other people who either like it, hate it, respond to it in some way, but again, that's our expression and how it affects the community around us. So, also, intellectually, we all have a brain to work with to solve problems, to figure out how to market ourselves, how to get time off from work, how to get a pay raise, or how to improve our value in community so that we can charge more for the things that we do. Intellectually, we solve problems. Emotionally, we feel things. And physically, We have a body that needs some attention. It needs to be constantly groomed. It needs to be dressed every day. It needs to be fed. It needs to be bathed. It needs to be protected from the sun or the snow or whatever elements that we live in. And then, fourthly, the one that gets mostly ignored is the fact that we're all alive. And none of us knows where that aliveness comes from except to say we got it from our parents. Where did they get their aliveness from? Our grandparents. And where did our grandparents, and back and forth all the way through, we don't know where aliveness came from, but it has been passed on to us, and currently it's expressing itself through our physical bodies, while we get to choose intellectually what to do with our emotions. Should we express them? Should we hold them back? Should we suppress them? Should we let them control us? Our emotions are our feelings. Our intellect is our thoughts. Our physical body is basically the tool that we get to use to pick something up if I intellectually choose to do it, or if I feel like doing something, my body will respond. It is a responsive mechanism. And it's all caused by the power of being alive, which we share with every other living creature, including animals, trees, and anything that has life in it, is something that we share the power of life with. Our genetics have made us human. The tree's genetics have made it into a tree, but it's still the same power of life being reproduced from a seed. Just like we were reproduced from our parents, the tree is reproduced from the seed of a tree. Tomato plants from the seed of a tomato plant. Birds with the egg. I've seen them in the spring. They're doing their little dance, and all of a sudden they have eggs, and all of a sudden the eggs pop out. We have another bird. The genetics of a bird produces a bird. The genetics of bacteria produces bacteria, and the genetics of people produce other people, but essentially it's all powered by that magic formula, life, L-I-F-E, life, whatever that may be. I don't know what it is, but we certainly have it. And when life abandons the physical body, the thinking stops. I'm pretty sure the emotions are no longer important. So life is the thing that we're really working with. It's a wonderful concept. So, on that note, I want to encourage you to pick up a copy of either one of my books. Artists Are Like Apple Trees, which basically says that an apple tree produces apples because it's the natural thing for an apple tree to do. And while it has absolutely no use for apples, if it stops producing what it's here to produce, it dies. And creative people are the same way. If we stop producing what we are here to produce, that unique part of us will at least go into hiding. If it doesn't die completely, because there's always this desire that I wish I continued to do things. I wish I developed my talents more. So it doesn't die, but it goes into hiding and it doesn't get used. So, use it or lose it. Artists are like apple trees, even though apple trees have no use for their own fruit. They still have a reason to produce it. And my other book, You Have the Talent, so where is the money? Well, the answer to that is always that the money lies in producing a product or a service that people value. And the books are available on Amazon, and from Barnes & Noble, and from the publisher at balboapress.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Jim Gardner.